Okay, our beloveds, this is take 2 because our another did not like take 1. It's that simple, and we aim to please. Life is oftentimes not what you think it is. So what we can tell you is what is playing out before your eyes in what you all like to call the 3D, meaning in the physical. It does not always align with what is occurring in energetic form. What you all would describe as a catastrophe, or really something cataclysmic, we would oftentimes describe as a clearing away of old energies. What you see as crises, as something really bad or damaging or horrifying, to be honest, we oftentimes would describe as clearing out that which no longer serves you, especially during these times of clearing out the old energy of the patriarchy. But you are still unable to see, and we fully understand, acknowledge, and respect why that is. However, our goal is not to re-traumatize you all with certain types of events, but instead to show you what was a possibility but is no longer active in the field if you can resolve the underlying trauma. Now the question is, how do you get to that underlying trauma? Meaning, how do you even find it? Let's assume it's something that happened when you were 2.5 years old and you have absolutely no recollection of that specific event. But what we can tell you is that when you have a triggering event in the here and the now, if you can connect to the underlying sensation, emotion, feeling, it is an energetic imprint. And if you can, in a state of connectivity, ask yourself, when did I feel this for the first time? Where did it originate? And then to sit back and allow your emotional body to provide you the answer instead of your intellect or your mind. You will have a vague memory or a specific memory of when this occurred the first time. Now, what is important is that you do not need to worry about whether or not this is really real. If the answer right now is, this is where it stems from, because your psyche is telling you this, and you can actually resolve that underlying trauma, the accuracy, which you might question, is somewhat irrelevant, because if it resolves that underlying trauma, then what the it was is not nearly as important as the fact as you are resolving it. You will find that there are many memories from your childhood that somewhat morph together because the energetics of it are so intertwined. And to focus on one specific moment instead of allowing 3 moments to morph into one if they were close in proximity, it doesn't matter, because it is the energetic imprint within your body which wishes to be resolved. So allow those emotions to guide you, and you sit with them. And do not allow your mind to explain or to describe or to justify or to somehow make it make sense. You simply want to feel that moment and let it play out. And then you can ask your psyche, how could I have done it differently? How could I have done it differently so that I would not have been traumatized? And then allow it to play out. See that there are solutions, which means that in the here and the now, when you are triggered with a re-triggering scenario, that if you can learn a new coping mechanism, a new way to resolve or work through a similar conflict, you can now create a healthy response that will help you to feel safe and heard instead of whatever it was in your youth that caused you to shut down that part of you. It's rather simple in concept, but rather difficult in reality to put into play. But it's something that we wish for you all to consider. Now, if you have a professional, a therapist, or someone who's otherwise trained in these scenarios, please use them because they can guide you. They can ask the questions and help you to manage this process. But if you don't, begin to explore your own inner world to see if you can help yourself to heal. Because at the end of the day, it is your memories, it is your solutions to how to best resolve that conflict should it arise again. And to find empowerment and comfort that you are now in control of your life as much as possible. That you are no longer a child who is dependent upon a grown-up to feed you, to care for you, to tend to you, to keep you alive and safe. You now can do that for yourself in your mind's eye. And to recreate those moments with alternate solutions. If you could rewrite those moments of your life, how would you rewrite them? Get creative. Get into a mindset where you feel empowered and safe and whole, and that you can and will stand up for yourself as you wish that you could have when you were younger, but didn't have the resources, the skill, the ability, the anything. You are now in a different place. Set yourself free from the burdens of the trauma and the horror from your childhood, however minor or major that they may have been. They were real, and they did cause you to shrink in some way. Find the truth of who you are and begin to express that person with confidence and solidarity that you are exactly where you are meant to be, and that all is exactly as it should be right now. Find comfort in your ability to overcome your childhood traumas and burdens and minimalization of your authentic self. It kept you alive, but you no longer need those coping mechanisms. You can now heal them and become you, fully you, authentically you, because it is time and the universe's vibration now brings this into you so that you can finally find peace within your own soul and your own body. It is time, it is time, it is time, and so it is. Namaste.